guys, Vicky here, day 2. What show are we at? Hang on.
Adventure Overland.
Adventure Overland.
Adventure Overland.
Introduce you to Fluffy and his 101 Spirit Bear. Fluffy, you're not Fluffy.
No.
Fucking Teddy.
Oh, this blooper reel's going to be long, eh?
What a bunch of dicks.
Hi guys, Vicky here, day 2 of the Adventure Overland show in Stratford-upon-Avon. I am here on the Gear & Go store with Dennis, who is going to give you a little spiel about the company.
So, Gear & Go is a company that's started by my dad, as well as Roger, the man here behind me. We import as well as make our own barbecue products. We love traveling, we want it to be simple, we want things to be compact, space is as important as you guys even on your rig.
Yeah, definitely.
As big as it is, you want to save space. So we've got a range of flat pack barbecues, which are all behind you. And what we've done for you today, I've taken the instructions out.
Okay.
You can look as reference, but this is our most popular ammo box braai.
Okay.
I want you to set it up from scratch without knowing anything about it. I want to see if we think it as easy as it is for you, as how we're trying to sell it, I want to see if you can do it.
Do you want to see if it's idiot proof?
I want to see if it's idiot proof.
Right.
So again, you're allowed to turn around once in a while to have a look.
Okay.
But I want you to take this up and set it down. When you're done, I'll give you a demo of how someone who stands here day in, day out does it.
Okay, right, no problem. Okay, here goes. So, that's that size one.
That's that one.
So that's this one.
So while she's doing that, I'll give a small talk about what it is. So these are a range of flat pack barbecues. They're all made from stainless steel. They're 1.2 millimeters of stainless steel. We've got our demonstration one here is over 8 years old. This is brand new, so this is everything you're going to get in the box. Don't take inspiration from these.
I like those, they're cute.
They're cute.
Okay, right.
Now go for it.
Let's go for it.
I'm not going to time you, but let's see how quickly you can do it. So the bag is canvas, so you're going to have nice durability. Everything you see here is everything that comes in the kits.
It's not like...
I'll help out. There we go.
Right.
So you have a grid, you have grid lifters.
Okay.
Yep. You have sides.
Okay.
You got handles. Now bearing in mind she's never seen this going up or down. It's not bad.
Oh,
there we go. We're one step closer.
Right. Where does this go? What is this?
So that's the back plate.
Right, okay.
So as we, 90% of it is already done at this point.
Oh, is that the front or the back?
You are looking at the front.
Right. This is the front.
That's the front.
So, right.
Swing it around. I was going to say, let's not turn backs to the cameras. We know better. And now you're going to slide that in somewhere. So to give you a hint, that's a wind protector. That's going to help stop the wind coming out. Now, that's the front. So if you're looking at the front, that's got to go at the back.
Oh, my lord.
So this is where I might need to jump in. So this piece over here, flip it over.
I've got it.
Yep. If you flip it over, it'll be a bit easier. Yep. And then you can slide that in on the back. So that gives you protection from the wind.
Oh my lord.
Again, I'm going to jump in there. So there's just a hinge that needs to connect.
Right.
And that just slides down. So now you have protection from the wind. So now we're pretty much ready to go. We can make any barbecue we want. We can have a fire. We can chuck charcoal in there. We can put wood in there. If you have your smoke-free logs or anything.
That's it.
And then finally, your grid lifters. But that's it. That's as simple as it is. Now I have the instructions here. And your word's your own. Have you seen how this works beforehand?
No, not a clue.
Exactly. So that's the simplicity we want when we have these products. And I will say, that's not bad. Now, I'm going to have my my assistant step in here for a minute. Karis, I'm going to show you. So we're going to take the fancy new one away for a second.
Okay.
Karis, do you want to grab the demo one? And I'm going to show you So now this is the one that's 8 years old.
And well used.
Very well used. You can see the patina on it. Now, down and up. That's it. So now you're ready to go. You take it out the bag and you're up and ready.
Oh my God.
So once you know, that's where you're going to get to. That's where your simplicity lies. When it's in that small form factor as well, you can pack on top of it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's all stainless steel. You're not going to worry about the hinges going bad on you. Like we said, this one's 8 years old. To give the camera an idea, this is what we're talking about for 8 years old.
Well, honestly, guys, I can say it was a fantastic little bit of kit. I wonder if my husband would let me purchase one. Thank you, Dennis.
More than welcome. Thanks for coming by.
Paris.
Thank you very much for coming by.
Travelling on its own is always a feat of engineering, especially when you have children, especially when you have dogs. Now this lovely couple behind me, they travel with 4 cats. This is called the Prisionosarus. Another one. Oh. Hello, Milo. Just introduce you to Ian and Anne, the owners of Prisionosarus. I just need to ask them one quick question. What is it like travelling with cats?
Easier than you think, to be fair.
It's lovely having them there. You know, they're part of the home, so
Yeah, we've got one
can't leave them
one.
behind.
Yeah, well, what happens if you're travelling somewhere and one of them doesn't come back when you need to move on?
Then we have to wait.
And we have to wait till it
And
comes
the
back.
little one, the little black one, is the one.
Yeah,
who's generally the adventurer.
she tends to leave half an hour before we want to leave, and then she's the one we're waiting around for normally. But
Yeah.
she's always come back, so we haven't had to wait another day yet for any of them.
No,
That's
a
awesome.
couple of hours is the worst. So
Yeah.
Yes.
So, if anybody ever asks, what is that secret to van life? The answer from this couple would be cats and gin.
Oh
Absolutely.
yes. Oh yes.
Cats and gin. Did that work? Cats and gin.
Marvellous.
Oh, thank you for doing that. Group hug. Group hug. Now I have just bumped into one of the smallest and the most unusual overlanding and long distance travelling vehicles. I'm going to introduce you to Skene and his very small Vauxhall Aguila and find out exactly what he does with it. So Skene, can you tell me a little bit about this very small vehicle?
This is my very small Vauxhall Aguila. It's an obsession, but basically we are budget overland travellers. We want to try and get maximum travel experience for minimal financial input. Not because I'm Scottish and miserable, but just because that's our gig. So bought the car 4 years ago, £500 purchase. Did a conversion on here. I'm 5'11". I can't sleep in the car without my feet sticking out.
I love the box.
Aye,
I think the
so
box is fantastic.
This is basically the clip-on bedroom. So once this is down, I get enough room to sleep. So again, just £45 build cost, scrapyard material, repurposed material, and to date we've managed to get about 45,000 miles in an Aguila.
Wow.
We've nailed 39 countries and we've been as far afield as Lake Baikal in Siberia.
Fantastic. So on all of these travels, what is your most memorable place?
Probably getting home.
Getting home.
Because you're driving a £500 car.
Yeah, yeah.
The most favourite country I've been to is Tajikistan, part of the old former Soviet bloc. But anything in the stands is beautiful. But mainland Europe, probably Lofoten Islands in Norway.
Yeah.
An archipelago and islands, just absolutely beautiful. But yeah, I do prefer Scandinavian countries. But then when we're in Asia, Tajikistan or Uzbekistan were probably the highlight for the people and just the lay of the land. It was just stunning.
So in terms of travelling on a very, very small scale, if somebody was to ask you, what are those items that you would take, that massive necessities, what would they be?
Stuff to make coffee.
Coffee.
Stuff to make coffee.
Coffee would work.
Pretty much stuff to make coffee. I'm not that bothered about tech. I mean, we have a really sophisticated water carrying system, which is an empty 2-litre bottle that we've now just stuck in the recycling bin.
Okay.
We've got a £15 camping stove. We have a cool bag that if we occasionally decide to stay in a hotel or a cheap room, we refreeze the cool packs, and
Yeah.
that's it. But I've travelled once and had too much tech, and I had flat battery problems because I don't run with a solar system or a leisure battery, so I absolutely go on the bare minimum. The less you've got to fail, the less that will fail. Keep it small, keep it simple, keep it tight, and just keep moving.
Brilliant.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think it's fantastic. So what size engine is this?
This is the massive 1.2.
1.2.
1.2, 80 brake horsepower, but his little brother, we've got another one that we do travels with, that's a 57 horsepower, 1 litre engine, and it's 21-year-old, and it's 111,000 mile on the clock, and
Absolutely incredible.
it just won't die. It just won't die.
So in terms of if you fill up in Britain, and you fill up your local petrol station, how far will that get you until you're on empty?
As a basic car, 300 miles, fully kitted out, you're anything down to 260 miles. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, so if you had one thing to say to these overlanders who travel with humongous vehicles and...
We'll just stand here and admire the vehicles at the moment.
Very nice. So, back to what we were saying.
Yeah.
What would you say to these overlanders who travel the globe with massive vehicles with home comfort? Do you think that's something that you need to travel with, or can you survive off the bare necessities?
I think you have to do what is best for yourself. Yeah, I would be okay with that big luxury system, but I prefer to get closer to grassroots level.
Yeah.
If you have one of these things, and been in some of the really anarchic countries I've been in, the bigger the vehicle, the more expensive it's looking, the more standoffish people are.
Yeah.
So if you go in with a budget entry car that even they know that they can afford, that takes you more into their social level. Not that I'm of anybody else's social level, I'm just me, and we're all just the same, but I do like to travel in budget, because then there's no sort of preconceived idea that you could be rich, standoffish. So the big vehicles, they have a purpose, but I think it does create a standoffishness.
Yeah, understandable. So let's talk about durability.
Absolutely.
How does this cope off-road?
This copes very well off-road. As you can probably tell by the accent, I'm from Scotland. We've got a lot of open grouse moors up there. I've got video footage of myself and two mates 12 mile up a green lane in Land Rover track at the top of a hill, with no hill higher than us with this thing. We struggled for traction. It's only a two-wheel drive, so when we lost traction, we came back a bit, turned it round, stuck it in reverse, got the weight on the driving wheels and just reversed it right to the summit, and we got up, and yeah, so this car wasn't told it was a two-wheel drive, but I drive like a four-wheel driver, because I grew up on a farm driving tractors.
Yeah.
So I've always just had that mentality that if you want to get there, you will get there.
You will get there.
Because all failure brings is failure. That's all it brings. But it also brings experience to succeed and try a bit better, or think different. But yeah.
Fantastic. I love it. So this is the living proof that you don't need a humongous vehicle and £100,000 to travel the world with home comforts. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. Pleasure.
Brilliant.
Thank you. Cheers.
Love it. For the past few weeks, I've been seeing lots of posts on my van life pages about the beautiful Talbot Pelotti Ugly Ethel. So I am here with her owners, Rod and Julie, to discuss exactly what this little box behind us is all about. So, hello.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
Tell me a little bit about Ugly Ethel.
Well, she's a 1984 Talbot Pelotti, as you said. We found her by the side of the road in a state of disrepair, probably a little bit like your Fluffy. Probably not set fire to though. And we as we walked up the road, we just thought, well, she's ugly, but and we just happened to have a couple of £1,000 in our pocket.
As you do.
The owner wanted a couple of thousand, but somebody paid us earlier because we're photographers and we'd been given a commission. So we had this money, and it was exactly the amount of money he was asking for. So Julie and I thought, let's have a look inside this ugly old thing. Fell in love with it. As soon as you walk inside, you get this feeling of comfort and space.
It does.
Relaxation.
It reminds me of being like growing up. We had this thing on a Monday night. We'd go to my auntie's house, and she'd always do chicken and chips. And walking in there was like bringing back the memories, you know, the 80s and early 90s decor. And so, what actually drew you to her?
Well, it was the thought of just disappearing, really. I mean, we're all used to our well, we weren't really 9 to 5s anyway, because we travelled about doing photography anyway on the road. But it's just the idea of getting out onto the road and exploring the countryside. That was what we wanted it for to start with. And we've got 2 dogs that join us, and the initial thing that we thought of was, as long as the dogs fit in it, then we'll have it. So we bought her, and we've done a bit of restoration work to her to bring her a little bit more up to scratch. There's always something to do in an old van, as you well know. And took her out for our first journey, and that was the turning point for us, because we'd never done any long-term travelling or camping. It was always with tents. Yeah. So we took Ethel out on our first trip, and we did about 1,100 miles, didn't we? And came back after that, and
it was love.
And that was it. We thought, oh, this is it. This is just such a nice lifestyle.
So is this something that you think you could live in full time?
Well, this is one of the reasons we came to the show, to see what the options are, because we keep thinking there's not enough space. You can never have enough space, can you, in your mind?
No, I suppose you've got 2 large dogs as well, haven't you? So we travel, well, this weekend we've travelled with 3 children, 2 dogs, and ourselves. So obviously we're very, very short on space. Yes. To me, it looks like you have a substantial amount of space, but then there is just the 2 of you this weekend. So.
But I think you overthink it. That's the problem. And you think about all the belongings you want to take with you. But what I've learned from talking to people here is it's not about the belongings.
No.
That's what you learn when you're on the road, is to lose the belongings and lose that stuff that you think in life is important, and to discover the adventure instead, and discover the scenery and everything outside of the things in your pockets and the things you carry with you in your cupboards. And once I think Julie and I get that in our minds, and we've seen these massive, great big trucks, £100,000 trucks, and we think, wow, look at those. You look inside, actually, not much bigger. You've only got about another 2 feet up to either side than we have in Ethel. So yes, I think we could. But she's old, and she's an old lady.
She needs a lot of love, care and attention.
Yeah, you have to drive her very carefully. She's not got 4-wheel drive, so we could probably have a bit of a laugh getting off the grass later. We've got the all-terrain.
We're stuck here, we can pull you off.
Yeah.
We can pull you off. So in terms of, obviously we were talking about space, one of the things you'd like to change would be the kitchen space. Now, do you do a lot of cooking?
Yeah.
You do. So in terms of, you would be willing to lose storage space to give you more workspace?
We'd have to change cupboards to give me more space in the kitchen. Just be tidier, just make it fun.
Homely.
Yeah, just more fun, yeah.
Yeah. It's something. It's an ongoing debate. As I'm sure everybody does when you're in a situation. There's 2 of you. One of you wants to do one thing, one does the other, and we'll find that happy medium, really. But I think we need to do a bit more long-term living in her to understand what we want. Yeah. What we want to make sure we do is look after her, because and I think I've said this to other people.
She's
before.
vintage.
She's vintage. You've got a duty of care. You've got to look after her. You've got to take care of her. We own her now. It's not like she's a Ford Transit van that you can pick up and buy another one. We haven't seen another one of these on the road at all.
I've never ever seen one.
People keep saying, "Where'd you get it from? Where did we get one?" I don't know. We've only ever seen one before. It was on the back of a tanker with a Harrier jet on top of it, being taken off to scrap.
Oh, sounds like such a waste. Such a waste.
The only other one we've seen. So we have a duty of care, really.
So long-term plans, obviously, the choice is there if you're going to live in it full time or not. Yep. If you were going to travel anywhere in the world with her, where would you go?
I think we need to do little steps. Go to Europe.
Yeah, so we're planning next year, aren't we?
Yeah, when I finish college.
Yeah, we're heading over to Portugal, and we're going to do Spain, Portugal, follow the coast round to Italy. Yeah. So we're going to disappear for 3 or 4 months and just get used to it.
And will the dogs be coming with you?
Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah. So it'll be a small step, so 3 or 4 months away, carve out that amount of time, which we can do now, and then see how she performs. I get the feeling that we may think we need something more when we're actually living in her full time. Yeah. She's fine on the road. She's slow. I mean, she'll do 50 or 60.
We don't do any more than 55. No. So it's no gain.
It's about normal, isn't it? Up the hills we always struggle, but I've heard pretty much 90% of people here do struggle on the hills. That's like I said, this show we've learned. Yeah. We've learned that actually Ethel isn't as bad as we thought.
No, she's not. She's beautiful.
She's beautiful.
I'm in love. I am in love. I am in love. So basically, this has shown us another option and another side to van life. So you could have a very large vehicle, you could have a very small vehicle, you could have something slightly different. It could be pretty, or it could be ugly. So you decide if you think Ugly Ethel is in fact ugly, and follow her on her journey. Thank you for joining us this week. Now, whether you're travelling in a brand new Discovery kitted out with all the latest tools and equipment, or if you're using something a little bit different like a Fiat Panda, you'll always come across that one person who wants to be a little bit different. I'm going to introduce you to Teddy and his 101 Spirit Bear. Meet Teddy.
Hey diddleberries and dudettes, my name's Teddy and I'm the T of A&T Adventures, and this is Spirit Bear. 1977 Land Rover 101 forward control. I've owned her for 8 years now. She's not quite 101 inches though, she's had a chassis stretch. She's now 131 and a quarter with a custom body made by Tivertons in the early 90s. She's my love, she's my life. 8 years I've been full time in her now. Welcome to Spirit Bear.
So, if you could change one thing about her, what would that be?
Engine.
Why the engine?
When I originally got her, she had the original V8 engine in her, and it wasn't quite enough, so I swapped out for a 300 TDI. My plan is to take her back to Canada again, and on the mountain roads I just need that little bit more power, so I'll be going with a Cummins 6BT starting in January. Okay,
fair choice in engine.
Oh.
Now, if you had one favourite thing about your vehicle, what would that be?
I've done it, whether it be stickers, plaques, everything's got a story, a meaning, a reason, a memory. The inside, when I got the truck, it was completely plain white, nothing in, nothing out. I've made everything. Hopefully there's not one straight line. Everything's wonky, everything's wibbly, because that's me, it's my life.
Well, that's the whole point when you do something up yourself, and rather than buying something straight off the line, you make it yourself. And it's pointless having something like straight line and straight cut. You want something a little bit different, a little bit unusual. Something that somebody would come in and go, oh, well, why have you done that? Teddy, can you tell me where you've been with her?
France, Germany, Andorra, Spain, Ibiza, Morocco, Western Sahara, Senegal, Mauritania, Gambia, back again. 15 weeks Canada, 5 weeks Nevada desert, smashed England, Scotland and Wales.
So anywhere you haven't been?
Far East, not really interested. Middle East, not too interested. Australia and New Zealand are high on the list, but the dream and where I'm going to be going next is going to be Canada. Absolutely love the place. I've taken the truck once already. I'm going to be doing it again. This time, hopefully, maybe not coming back. We'll see how things work. So
long-term plans, you're thinking, I'm going to live in Spirit Bear and I'm just going to be a wanderer.
Wanderer indeed, looking for gold.
Looking for gold.
Yeah, gold panning.
Gold mining. Yeah. Gold Rush's newest
That's what we tried.
newest team member. So tell me a little bit about the beach buggy.
Gawker 650. Hasn't got a name yet. All our vehicles have to have a reason, a meaning, a story behind them. She's still earning her name, bless her.
Marvel
possibly, but even the graphics were a last minute thing due to my working for the film industry. I was on a Marvel film and someone was like, oh, I've got some graphics for that. Boom, they went on.
Awesome.
So we don't know about the name yet, but it makes it so much easier. I'm not a huge fan of cities and concrete and being in them long term, so I like to park Spirit Bear out in the sticks away from the inner cities. Perfect. Use the buggy, nip in, get your shopping, parts, spares. It just gives you that little bit more freedom and mobility.
Yeah. So one last quick question about the stickers. So I've noticed there's hundreds of stickers.
Yep.
They all have a meaning.
Yep.
Is there any one sticker in particular that brings back the best memories?
It's a sticker that was made for me from Adam, the A of A&T Adventures, my best mate. Been through thick and thin together, and for my birthday he did custom artwork of not just Spirit Bear but his vehicle Trago and a duo sticker of the pair of us.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll share the sticker with people, and when you actually start looking at the details, I'm in front of the truck gold panning. There's a Spirit Bear hidden in the clouds.
Amazing.
In the mountains. There's details of the trucks, of our lives that are everywhere. Even to his Trago stickers, I love them. He's keen into his diving, so he's got a little diving rig.
Fantastic.
But it's all custom artwork and it's one of my favourite stickers.
Fantastic. So one of many unusual vehicles that we have found at Stratford-on-Avon at the Adventure Overland show. This was Spirit Bear and this was Teddy. Now we're going to go off for a drive and hopefully off into a sunset. Let's go. To where are we off?
To the unseen, the unknown.
Let's go.
Only two things for you. Follow your dreams, they know the way, and get out, explore and enjoy.
We're off.
Share
like that. It's like readjusting there. Here we are. People travel with pets. No. It's on the Overlanding show and the muggles have all gone home. No. As the sun sets upon the Overland. No. Take all my weaknesses. What are your names though? Ian and Anne. Yeah. Ian and Anne. Okay. Hi guys, Vicky here. Day 2 of the Overland Adventure Show in Stratford-on-Avon.
Adventure Overland.
Fucking hell. Overland Adventure.
Adventure Overland.
Adventure Overland.
I just don't think we should call the show
Overland.
Adventure Overland.
Hi guys, Vicky here. With her owners, little Talbot. It's not a Talbot. Here with her owners, my van life pages regarding the Talbot Pelotti Ugly Ethel. So I'm here with her owners, Rod and Julia. It's Julie. It's fucking Julie. It's Julie. I'm going to introduce you to Skene and his Vauxhall Agila. Agila? Agila. 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 Okay. Vauxhall Agila. And Vauxhall Agila. Oh, let's get this wrong, and yeah, right.
Have that effect.
Just introduce you to Agila.
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 Agila, you make me feel
Agila.
alright.
Agila.
Thank